Hi, I'm Shannon Kelley, Head of Public Programs for UCLA Film and Television Archive, where we'll be pleased to be presenting the UCLA Celebration of Iranian Cinema, only the latest edition of this long-running series that we've been presenting for many years. Archive's activity around Iran began more than 20 years ago with a groundbreaking program of work from Iran, which had rarely been seen in such large numbers before this particular program was presented. And it became a tradition, both because the work that was emerging from the country was so perpetually interesting, and also because the response of the audience in Los Angeles was so perpetually gratifying. And that magic has continued up to the present day. One of the aspects of our local programming that's made it so rewarding is the situation of UCLA adjacent to the largest expatriate Iranian community outside of the country of the Islamic Republic of Iran. And so there are a number of people very eager to see the latest voices and what those voices are saying in the Iranian cinema as time goes by. As is generally true with this series, we're pleased this year that the program includes so much variety as between the kinds of films that we're showing and the points of view that are represented and the kind of filmmakers that we find at work. There's everything from broad comedies to family melodramas to experimental films and exciting contemporary documentaries. The program also showcases the talents of many leading Iranian film personalities. For instance, the last day of the series presents two separate features, Felicity Land and The Last Step, which both star the incomparable Leila Hatemi. So that'll be a very special day. By contrast, the film Fat Shaker, presented on April 25, a film that premiered at the Sundance Film Festival this year, is a very exquisitely filmed work about the clash between generations in Iran that's in a completely different voice and by an exciting talent whose work we've shown before, named Mohammad Shirvani. We've been really gratified to be able to welcome some special guests to the series, and it's also true this time. Our opening on the 13th of April was with Mr. Bahram Bezai, actually a master of world cinema who presented his first feature from 1972 called Downpour. And over the course of the series, we'll be welcoming as many as 4 other directors. As of this time, it looks like Negar Azerbaijani will be coming with her film Facing Mirrors, also Mohammad Shirvani with Fat Shaker, and then Maziar Miri with Felicity Land, and Ali Mosafa with his film The Last Step. Experience of viewing these works with an audience is one of the most important and rewarding things about seeing this program at the archive. It's not very often that programs like these of Iranian cinema, sustained programs, are presented in very many settings around the world. There are a few places in the United States to see such a program, not always with filmmakers in attendance, and yet here in Los Angeles, with both the Iranian expatriate audience and the local cinephile audience together in one room, the result is usually very electric, and the conversation is really dynamic and rewarding. And that's especially important and rewarding in the case of a cinema like the Cinema of Iran, which is just so amazingly surprising and fresh year after year. The rewards that we see springing up and the sustained strength and vigor of this national cinema may have to do with the pressures under which Iranian filmmakers work, may have to do with the richness of their cultural tradition and the tradition of cinema in Iran, both pre- and post-revolutionary. Whatever it is, it's one that has provided rich rewards to the archive year after year. My hope is that folks who may be returning to this program after having come for many years, or maybe people who are hearing about it or coming for the first time, will take advantage of the chance to see at least a few programs in the series by way of experiencing something of the diversity and the vigor of this cinema and the various kinds of thought that are going on now in the Iranian artistic community and in the Iranian public. It's a great chance to get a glimpse of the complexity and the great change that's afoot in public thought, I think, nowadays, and Besides which, it's just a very artistically rewarding program, and I commend it to all the folks that'll be sharing time with us during the run of the series.